Hi, I'm Virginia,
And I'm Nanette. Welcome to the Lively Office.
where we help managers and businesses create raving fan employees.
And why do we need raving fan employees? Because we want raving fan customers. Cha-ching.
Yeah. And today's episode, we are going to talk about, is anyone ever going to fix the coffee maker?
Never. It's never going to happen.
Never going to do that. We're going to talk about the pain points that it causes to have scenarios like that at work. But before we start, we have a motto that we like to practice that every day, each day, we want to be better versions of ourselves than we were from the day before. So Nanette, how are you better today than yesterday?
Well, today I realized that I have three different grandchildren. And of course, they have all different personality types. And I lean to the one that has more of a personality like myself. So I made a conscious effort to go out of my way to go to the one that is not like me and make some contact today. Um, and kind of go outside my comfort zone and do things that communicate her way today. So that was kind of my way of putting that effort forth because it's easy to communicate with the other two because they're more like me, but there's that one that just communicates a little bit different. That was what I did, is like practice the hard stuff.
I like it. So mine is not as deep as yours. Today, what I did, a better version of me today was after I took a shower, I actually blow dried my hair. And I know that's ridiculous, but it's true because I typically go to bed with it wet and it comes out like some kind of like amazing curls in the back, but the front is like a flat poof and it's very hideous and it makes me feel really bad about myself. So I was like, okay, I'm going to blow dry this hair today. So I'm better today because I took care of myself.
So you raised your standards.
I raised my standards. So yeah, so it doesn't have to be a lot, people. Just every day wake up, and if I did something yesterday that I didn't like, I will not do it the next day or try really hard not to be a better version of myself. So that's my thing. Well, let's talk about our topic today. Is anyone ever going to fix the coffee maker? So this is one of the topics that we decided we're going to talk about for that are in line with our formula of having an energetic and secure environment. That is one of the very basic things that you need to have a lively office. So
Right.
we thought this topic would be fun because everyone can relate to walking into a job and like wanting something as simple as coffee and the coffee maker's still broken.
Right.
Right.
Or the Xerox machine. What do you call me?
Right.
The copy machine. Or where you have to stand on your like one leg raised and you have to like push the back of it to make it work every time. You're like, why don't someone just fix it?
Right. Or the keyboard or your computer, or the
Right.
chair, whatever that is, whatever's your coffee maker. This is a very common theme in businesses, and it's for whatever reason, these items they're overlooked. And it's a simple thing that we can do to have a better and lively office. So let's talk about three things, Nanette. What are some three things that we can do? Like, I'm a new supervisor. I just walked into an office, or I am a new employee and I'm in there. What am I looking at? What am I seeing?
I say the first thing you do is clean it. That's something within your control. Everybody can pick up a broom, pick up some Windex. Everybody can do that. Because have you ever been into a place that is just so filthy that you feel like, even if there's a cleaning person there, it's like they just like didn't even just wet them up and kind of move the dirt around, you know? That's what one of our cleaning people used to do. And I also went into an office one time where they took every memo that was ever sent over email and just posted it to the wall, like just some random spot on the wall. So the walls were like covered with like
Wallpaper.
memos from like 20 years back. And they would just stick them on top of each other. So it was like wallpaper. So the easiest thing to do is just clean it, get rid of all the stuff that's unnecessary, and be someplace you're proud to be, like make it a place you're proud to be. So that's probably my first one. You got any clean it up stories,
Clean it
Virginia?
up. I'm sure that I do if I think about it, but I thought to myself, okay, what you just said leads right into number two. If you've got memos from 20 years ago on the wall, not only do you need to clean up your office, you need to throw it out. Okay. Throw it out.
That's my favorite
I'm
part.
sure that that's super irrelevant now, or it can be found on some kind of platform, or if you must have it, I'm going to suggest that an organized way of having that is maybe in a binder and,
Or a
put
filing cabinet. That's what they're
yeah,
for, right?
filing cabinet, or, if you want to have them accessible, so you have them taped to a wall. So,
It was
three-hole,
ridiculous.
yeah, three-hole puncher and put it in a binder, so everyone can see it too when they need to. Your environment means a lot. It really has a huge impact on what your work day is going to be like. You don't realize it maybe sometimes, like how annoying that squeak is in the chair until you hear the squeak. But if you're in a position of control, pay attention to it. So clean it up and throw it out.
That's right. So number one was clean it, throw it out, and also fix it.
Right.
Fix it. How many times have we had, like I talked about, the coffee machine or the coffee maker, and when it's broke, and every day you have to deal with the brokenness. If you're trying to use it and it's half working, it's so frustrating as an employee to have to deal with that.
I agree. Fix it. I mean, it sometimes, maybe it just needs some WD-40, that chair, everyone's got that in the garage. Bring it into work, make a note, bring it into work, fix the chair. You're going to make yourself and somebody else happy. And if you're a manager, a business owner, a CEO, you're busy running the meat of your business, but your business is going to be successful if you create raving fan employees. You make my work day so happy to be here because these little frustrations are not they're not in my way. So, I have time to focus on what you want me to do, to make this company successful and wealthy. So,
And there's
it's
nothing worse too, Virginia, than having the upper echelon of the offices be immaculate and have all the best equipment, and you have your employees down and they have everything's secondhand, broken, looks like it came from a secondhand store. It's You want morale to increase in your office, treat your employees like you do the managers in the facility. So that's the biggest
absolutely.
thing. Yeah.
That is like a very, very, very valid point. I'm so glad that you brought that up because I see that constantly. And that's something very within your control. And it could be something just as simple as unawareness. It doesn't mean that the upper level managers and stuff may not even consider it because it's just okay, it's just like what happens here, and they don't think about that environment. So for those of you who are not working at that particular level and you're in the grind, thank you for being in the grind. But while you're there, bring it up, mention it, say something,
Right.
do something about it, like she says, clean it up, throw it out, fix it. And everyone can participate in this. And if you are in a unionized environment where you may or may not be allowed to do that, then just use that to get it done. Who has to do it, then get it done.
Yeah.
Make a point to it. So Nanette, I got a story I want to say. So I
Okay.
walked into an office. I went into an office, and I'll try to keep it short. I went into an office, and the first thing I wanted to do was like, I had to, I had my lunch bag, right? I'm going to put my lunch bag away, and I walk over and I'm like, where's the break area? And of course it's like the dark and dirty corner, and like with spider webs and dust, broken chairs, mismatched, tables that are going to give you tables. What is that called? Thorns? Or no, not thorns. What
Splinters.
is Splinters. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like a table that will give you splinters and stuff. But the refrigerator had to be the most disgusting thing. I'm telling you, I was mortified by this refrigerator. I remember like opening the refrigerator, and it was like some old school, like one door unit. It was, I mean, how old are you? You know, if you collect antiques, yay, but this is work. Okay. It was like this old one door crank thing that had to be there from beginning of time. So I open it up. It's this one door crank, and it's like this freezer thing on top. And it's absolutely the most disgusting thing. It's got so much ice. It's got so much ice, like just kind of around it, and like a little circle that was like, like buried, like someone like dug a hole out of the middle to like put something in it. Like I was no way I was putting my hand in there. And like the rest of it was corroded. I called it the lice refrigerator because like lice is the worst thing ever for me. I'm like, okay, this is like the lice fridge. And I thought to myself, how are these people like, using this, or are they using this? There's no way I'm going to put my food in there, and like I'm going to imagine all of this disease and funk going into my food, and I'm not going to eat it. Like no one's going to do this. And everybody has a break, everybody has a lunch, and like we don't even have the simplest thing. We don't even have a method to hold their lunch. So one of the first things I did was get rid of the refrigerator and get us a new fridge. So I mean, like, and then after that, it was just like the entire break area. It's like the first thing I did, it was like, this is where I come to take a break from work. And they can't even do that.
Right.
Because like it's so disgusting. Like who wants to be there? It's one of the absolute first things that I did when I walked into the office, and I got street credit for that.
Oh yeah, you were a hero.
Yeah. They didn't have to ask me. I was just like, this is nasty. This is unacceptable. I mean, nobody should accept this, and then the great part about it is that by me taking that one little piece of action, it was like everyone was like, hey, she can do it. I can do it. So like I donated a toaster oven, and then somebody else donated like this rack thing for coffee. Then we got like a coffee pot. Somebody else had an extra table, and it just kept growing. So we had this like really cute, and then the custodian starts doing like one up on stuff and like decorating the whole area. I mean, it just kept getting better. And then we had this wonderful little break section where we could, sit back and enjoy ourselves and talk about the kids, talk about other things, for those few minutes of downtime in between work. So, because nobody wanted to go to that little skank corner. It was like punishment. It was like, you do something bad, you go there.
Like
and
the
then
dungeon.
and then you eat the food from that fridge.
Well, maybe they're all healthier because they're not eating the food from that fridge too.
Not really. What are you going to eat? Like all these chips, because you can't refrigerated food.
Well, maybe they were. Who knows what they were doing in that refrigerator?
Yeah, I have
Somebody
no
took the hole out of the ice. So
yeah, I'm not sure why that was. Why did they even do that?
I don't know. They probably had dug their hole out to put their water bottle in it or something. Was the shape
It was
of
like that. Yeah, it was about the size of a water bottle. Probably right. That was good. That was good. So that was just a small win, for that particular unit. And I kept growing from there. And that office, it would grow from there. And it was simple, it was cleaning it up, throwing it out, or fixing it. And that was an easy win for us, but that was a memorable one for me.
Yeah. So that's talking about quick wins. We always talk about the things that we can do, employee, manager, or business owner, to get the quick wins in the subject matter we're talking about. So the quick wins for this would be ask your employees or ask your coworkers, what they need, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be clean, what needs to be thrown out. I'm sure you're going to earful on that one.
Right. It could be something simple like, hey, I know she's been here for a while. Is there what, is anything frustrating you, and like, about the environment, like be specific. Be like, hey, this building, I noticed, it looks like it could be, new paint. Is there anything else that you think of I could do to like make it look better or feel better here, since we have to be here? And who knows, they might point out all kinds of crazy stuff to you that you didn't even see yet.
Well, that brings back a story. I remember in the back area where you entered the building for one of the offices I worked at, there was a bunch of spider webs. And we had somebody who was terrified of spiders.
Yeah, me too.
And just the simple thing of getting rid of the spider webs that was kind of on the outside of the building, but that's where she had to enter. So it freaked her out. So every day she was traumatized having to come through there. So just knocking down spider webs outside the building, how simple is that? She was hysterical. That's a simple thing. I would have never thought in a million years to even think about that.
Oh
That
my
goes back to
gosh.
asking and listening. And that's another quick one is listen when people are talking. When they're complaining, there's usually a reason.
Right. So yeah, so start with one thing and one point and fix it.
Right.
That's the thing. Start with the one thing and get it done. Fine, do it to the end. Whatever you've picked, get it done. Do the next thing. Don't overwhelm yourself. You still have work to do. You have other things to do, but these are things that your employees are going to understand. So as we wrap it up, you do this thing and you're going to increase your employees' morale. You're going to increase their pride. They are like, okay, they
Yes.
want to come here. They have to come here every day. And whether they want to or not, they're coming to work. Yay. Let them have a place to be proud of. And the aesthetics matter. You come in here and you look around and it looks good to you. It looks good to them. And in addition to that, you're just eliminating some small frustration.
Right.
Work has enough of its own frustrations. Why do we have to be frustrated that we don't have a place to put our lunch or a place to sit down? Give this to your people in any job site that you're at, whether you're at a construction site, a restaurant, an office building. These are small things that we can do for employees to create raving fan employees, which always is a win-win for the business.
Makes them feel valued, makes them feel part of the team, makes them feel
Mhm.
like they count. Because when we ignore those little things, it makes them feel like they're insignificant. So just listening to their little gripes and complaints and doing the things we can about them is big, really big.
Yeah. And the point of all of it is also just, it's what can you control? Like, let's not forget that when you're taking on this task, don't feel overwhelmed. It's what you can control. And these things are going to be big contributors to energetic and a safe environment, which again is one of our formulas
That's
for
right.
the Lively Office. And if you want to hear more about those formulas, join us at thelivelyoffice.com or on social media. And Nanette, what's our social media sites and
Right.
what hashtag are we going to share stories with?
Well, right now it's at the Lively Office, and we are on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on Facebook. And if you go to one of our sites and put the hashtag coffee maker and tell us about your equipment, fix it, clean it, throw it out stories, and so that we can talk about them. We welcome you to come to our membership where we go live and talk about our formula and the different parts of our formula and what we teach on how to change your office from being a miserable place that nobody wants to go to a lively, happy office, because happy employees are productive employees.
Absolutely. And join us, bring your stories and your questions. Maybe we'll help you solve that problem. So join us at the Lively Office. And before we close out, we like to talk about grateful moments. We like to talk about 3 grateful moments that we have to keep yourself in the right mindset. So it's a grateful moment at home. So my grateful moment at home, I am very grateful to have a wonderful air conditioning system in this very hot state of Florida. It was, to me, very warm today, and walking in on that cold AC was absolutely terrific. It was like one of the greatest things. My work gratefulness is that I am doing what I love, and that is talking to you folks here at the Lively Office, and hoping that I'm contributing to making your workday a little bit better. And the random gratefulness, I am grateful that there was another place to eat next to Chick-fil-A when I remembered it was Sunday, because I was pretty hungry and Chick-fil-A wasn't there for
It's
me.
always
Because
so sad, isn't it? It's like the worst feeling in the world when you drive up
it's
to
the
Chick-fil-A,
Sunday
you're like,
blues. But I mean, I'm happy that they're closed on Sunday. I love the idea of that. So I'm definitely happy for that. But I was pretty hungry, and I'm like thankful for the restaurant next door being open on Sunday.
all
So
right. So
no, your grateful moments.
my 3 grateful moments are, so for home, my grateful moment is I have a new rug next to my bed. It's one of those sheepskin rugs because
Ooh.
where I live, there's sand everywhere. I've never lived in sand before, and now it feels like there's sand all the time. So no matter what, I managed to get sand all the way into my bedroom somehow and into my bed. So having that nice rug to make sure the last grain of sand is off my feet.
Love that.
I, I love it. It's nice and soft, and I can for sure there's no sand gonna get in my bed, which is horrible. All right, so for my work gratefulness, I am very grateful that I get to work from home. So I'm grateful for that, so that I get to be closer to family. And then for my random gratefulness, I am randomly grateful for, oh, let's see, my one chicken. Um, I had more than one chicken, but they met a horrible demise with whatever animal is nearby, and I have one now, and he is my best friend. He waits for me on the porch to protect him, and I don't know, it just made me feel good today that he was waiting on me. There was somebody waiting on me when I got home today, so I was grateful for that.
I love that. My very one chicken. That's
He's
great. I
one.
want
He
to
lost
meet your
his sister,
chicken.
or she lost her sisters, which was terrible. It was apparently we have a bobcat in our midst.
Oh goodness, that's too fun. That's too fun. Well, don't forget out there, for those of you who are listening to us, be grateful. Come up with your grateful moments in yourself. And if you like our video, hit the like button, subscribe, make some comments on the things we can improve. But don't be mean. We know we can improve. And we will. But join us at thelivelyoffice.com and have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.